Hi, guys. Welcome in tonight to the Great Debate. I am here with my co-host, Poppy Black Rob. Hey, Rob.
What's up? What's up?
And our guest of the evening is Eli the Don. Hey, Eli.
Hello, everybody.
All right. If you have watched our show before, you know that Rob and I come with 6 topics and we just shoot it out there to see who has an answer back for us. And all answers are fine. Actually, they're all respected and welcomed. It's just that we ask that if you're participating in the show, that you make sure your answers are respectful towards each other, and please try to limit the cursing tonight. We are recording to YouTube. So for those of you new people that are joining in, if you like to talk and have conversations, this is the stream for you. New people, don't forget to hit my name, hit that favorite button, and we have a 40K goal tonight. So send all your EBTs, your gifts, your wheels. We appreciate it here in the Lotus Lounge. All right, Rob, I heard from a little birdie that you're kicking it off with our first question of the night.
Oh, is that what you heard? Oh, I need to
That's what
go
I heard.
hunt some birdies. I need to hunt some birdies tonight. Yeah, misrepresent. All right. Let's kick it off with the first question. Without further ado, are men or women better listeners?
Women.
Well, wow, wow. All right, Family Feud. like, what?
Okay, I'll go first. I feel women are better listeners than men because men just don't listen. Mr. Perfect really saying men, women are better listeners. We remember people's birthdays. We remember anniversaries. We remember to put the garbage out on Monday nights. We remember to pick the kids up from daycare. We remember all of it, okay? Men, you have to tell them like several times the things, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot to do that. Or, oh yeah, I'll get to it. Or, oh yeah. And then 6 months go by and we still have not found the electrician. Okay. So my answer is women are better listeners. Also, too, women have like empathy. So part of empathy is active listening. So, and I don't think men just really care that much about anybody outside of themselves.
Wow. Tell us that you have a selective opinion without telling us. Wow.
Facts.
Eli?
I hate to say this, but women are better listeners. I'm sorry, man. I am
Let's
sorry.
go.
I can give you the first reason why. Us men are hard-headed. We don't want to listen. Yeah. Take a rag, put it in one ear, put it in the other ear, just bring it back and forth. That's what we do. I'm telling you. Men just don't want to listen. And when the women talk to us, we're like, yeah, okay. And then maybe 5 minutes later, they'll come back. Did you hear? Did you understand what I'm saying? What did you say? We're like, you didn't tell me nothing. So yeah, women are a lot better. They're more better listeners than men. I'm sorry. Sorry, men.
That's a good point. That men are stubborn and they don't like to listen. Like I was going with the point of men just forget what we tell them, but you made a really valid point that men are stubborn and they don't want another opinion. They want to do it the way they want to do it.
Yep.
Is there anybody in the comments that disagree, that want to join the box? Just hit the request button. We will put you in. If you feel men are better listeners than women, let us know. But right now it's looking like 2-0, women are better listeners. And the crowd is silent.
Oh, it's my turn. Oh, well, everybody, I want y'all to
He wasn't listening. He wasn't listening.
I just want y'all to go ahead and just observe how well I was listening to everybody and what
I
they were
thought you
throwing
were
out
not listening because you didn't hear when we said, Mr. Perfect said, men tend to process more on the left side of the brain and emotional information is processed on the right. But which side of the brain is for listening?
left.
I don't think
Because
so.
it starts with an L. So left side listening. That's how it works. That's how that works. I did listen to Uma as she recounted a lot of personal experiences and her debate right there. And then I did listen to Eli as he co-signed on that. And I was like, oh, well, let me just go ahead and listen so that everybody in the stream can see what listening looks like. Because I don't really think it's a men woman thing. I really think it's just an individual thing. Largely, you'll wind up with a lot more men that don't listen, but I listen quite a bit to the point where people tell me stuff that I didn't even ask them to tell me. I'm like, yo, I just said, hey, why did you just tell me everything that went down with your divorce and whatnot? Like that wasn't even a thing that I wanted to hear about. But I listened very actively. I learned a lot about just active listening and figuring out what the other person's how to understand the other person. So who's a better listener, men or women? I think it's really individual based. Usually it's on the side of women because but on the other side, little rebuttal real quick. You know, who talks the most? Who has the most to say in this?
First of
Like,
all,
you
first
can't
of
you can't
all,
listen if you talking a lot. You can't listen if you talking a lot.
first of
Say.
all, we talk a lot because y'all don't talk enough, basically.
Yeah, because we're
You
listening.
just sit there. Y'all just not even paying attention. Y'all think about one thing and one thing only. Thank you for
football.
the cherries.
Well, we want to
It
be
is
not
football night.
interrupted during the game.
That's
see,
facts.
Once
Poppy, but
football
when you
over, we'll listen attentively.
yeah, right. But you gotta understand
Hey, what's up?
Hi,
You
baby.
understand, you understand one thing, Poppy. Remember, when men start drinking, then they start talking too much,
Well,
and they
okay.
don't. I
But
know.
Hi,
hey, look.
baby.
I know some women that start drinking and talk too much like that. That ain't no gender thing. That's an alcohol thing. People don't know their
Well, okay, so we
limitations.
won that round.
What?
Men do not listen as well as women.
Wow. Wow. It didn't sound like that. When I was listening. It sounded like men won that round.
I'm sorry. It
That's what
was
sounded like.
2-1. That shows you how poor your listening techniques were.
No, Mr. Perfect said men listen better, and
And
then you two.
something said women. So there you go, 3-2. Again,
Hey, Rose, don't be biased. Don't be biased. Who listens more, men or women?
I think he
I hope
left
he has
already.
right.
He just sometimes come in to look at me. So there we go. We have it. We won. Women listen better. And for those of you that are watching the recording, please feel free to play along and put your comments in the YouTube comment section. We will be checking them and responding to you guys. All right, let's move to our second question of the night. This question comes off of when I was on Tuesday nights. I'm on the Grown Women Talking panel on the Grown Men Talking channel. And we had this as a topic of discussion. And I thought I had to bring it here because I wanted to hear what everybody's opinion was going to be. So my question for tonight is, are women having body surgeries more for men or for themselves?
Eli?
It's silence.
It's not for them.
You
It's
can't
more
pick
for
both. You got
themselves.
it's more. Yes, they're doing it for both, but the majority of women having body surgeries.
Afro, we won the
Hey,
last round,
Afro.
Afro,
No,
just
you
in case
did
you were
not.
wondering.
No, you did not. Again, not listening. So the question is, we're on our second question, Afro. Hey. Are women having body surgeries more for men or for themselves? Are the majority of women that are having the body surgeries, are they doing it to please men, to be desirable to men, or are they doing it for healthy self-esteem, make themselves feel better? What do you guys think?
I me, it's more for themselves,
Okay.
not for the men, because you got to understand one thing: when the women go through more things than men. Women go through pregnancy. They carry for 9 months. They got all that stretch marks, and they feel, the emotions like they don't feel good anymore. They want to get their body back to the tone. That's why they're doing a lot. A lot of them are doing more of what was it? That liposuction. They're trying to get all the excess fat and everything out, just to make themselves feel better. That's what I'm going through with my girlfriend. She doesn't feel like um, herself, But I keep telling her, listen, I love you for who you are. I don't care if you're skinny, fat. It's me. It's not the person who you are on the outside. It's the person you are inside that counts the most to me. And I don't care how you look. But if she wants to do it, I'm all for it. So that's how I feel.
Okay. Don't you feel that a little bit of that is she's doing it for you because she feels like you might find her more desirable or attractive?
No, because listen. If I didn't find her attractive, I would not be with her right now.
Well, no, I know that's
It's
how you feel, but don't you think that maybe one of the reasons that she feels?
well. She keeps asking me, and I tell her the truth. You know what? It's better if you're telling them the truth in their face instead of hiding behind it. Because they want to. If you're hiding behind it, it makes them feel like a little bit more worse and more down, and their emotions are a lot stronger than a man's emotions are, because they go through a lot more than we do, basically, in life. Like I said, through the pregnancy, they got their periods, and then when they hit after that, they got the menopause. That's the next stage I'm going through now. So they got more emotions than we do. That's how I look at it.
You going through menopause, Don?
I mean, my
Eli and
girlfriend's
Don?
starting that stage.
Well,
She's starting that
congratulations,
stage,
sir.
with the crying and everything. But I'm there. Listen, I'm there for the whole ride. That's how it is. That's how it
All
goes.
right. Who else? Rob, what do you feel about this?
Uh, well, first of all, I just want to go ahead and point out how actively I was listening to Eli's
You
explanation.
gonna have to let it go, bro. You lost. You
I want to
lost.
go ahead and
You have
point.
to let
I
it
just want to
go.
point that out. But I don't think it's neither. I think it's neither. I don't think it's themselves. I don't think it's men. I think it's in today's world, it's the competition between women and why they can't get along with one another. There's always the one up one. Even your closest buddy is like, oh, I need to one up that person because, like Eli said, well, Eli basically said that. I'm gonna repeat back what Eli said because I was actively listening. That he loved, like he appreciates his girl. He likes her for the way she looks now. Like he wouldn't change a thing and whatnot. And you know, she takes that in, uh, and just lets it go in one ear and out the other because she keeps bringing it up. And even though he's strongly told her to actively listen to what he was saying. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. There's always a competition between men and women. But in this case, it's a competition between women and women. I personally have never told anybody or gave anybody the express opinion to be like, "Yo, go out and get a BBL," like, or Eli said the differences in their bodies and giving birth and all that stuff. You know, there's always a reason to do something uh, cosmetic to your body or whatnot, like whether it's psychological or whatever. But you can go to the gym and get part of that work body back. I'm saying just depends on how much you want it. Um, your career, your passions, all that stuff is drive. How much of a drive do you want it to be natural or do you want it to be cosmetic? Unless it's something like health-wise where you need to go ahead and do that. But most of the time, you can just do that organically. And there's usually a competition between women versus women to usurp the women around them because there can only be one queen. There can only be one queen.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate and say that women are doing it for men. And the reason why I say that is because when you think about it, the majority of plastic surgeries that women are having are in the breast area and in the butt area. And men are known to be attracted, so much so that there's a saying, right? People go around, are you a boobs guy or are you a butt guy? B&B, are you boobs or butt? You can't deny that. Like that's what we, men know, and men will tell you, I like boobs, I like butts, right? So isn't it kind of funny that when women choose to get plastic surgery, that's the two areas they're going to? They're not getting plastic surgery for their elbows, or the back fat, or even the back. It's the butt and the boobs, mostly. Of course, they have the tummy tucks and whatnot, and the lipo. I get that. So I feel I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Hey, Clutch, and I'm gonna just say that women are getting plastic surgeries to please men, to make themselves more desirable to men. Anybody else have a weigh in on this? Request the box. What do you guys in the comments think? Are women having plastic surgeries for men or for themselves? And then also too about the self-esteem thing. I don't know. I'm trying to equate it, right? I'm trying to equate the self-esteem thing because it's like, if you have self-esteem, then why do you need to change your body? Okay, BN said she will be right back. Clutch says it's a turnoff, but why do you think women are having the surgeries, Clutch? The plastic surgeries, are they doing it for themselves or are they doing it for men? That's the question I'm asking. And BN said she's gonna jump in on this too.
All right. I'm on rebuttal real quick. So my rebuttal is going to be, yes, men will come around and say it's boobs or butt guy, and that's been going around for ages. I've changed the nature of the game, but since we're on YouTube, I can't say what I changed it in. But I will say this: like when you think about changing your body shape to please men, like there's always going to be that dynamic for sure. But at the end of the day, I don't really personally think is for men because like you change up your whole dynamic for a number of reasons: lip injections, uh, use fillers, all kinds of stuff. People are always doing cosmetic stuff to their body to change up. It's not specifically boobs and buttocks. Um, so with that being said, it's just like there's just a dynamic there where you're always changing yourself because you don't have um uh a high value of yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's there's all kinds of YouTube videos about low value and high value and whatnot. Dudes will look. I'm gonna be honest. Dudes will knock down pretty much anything and be like, "Oh, okay, cool. All right, oh, sweet."
But women don't want to
you
be
show,
knocked down though. Women want to be wifed up. Women
yeah.
want to be
Oh,
wifed.
well,
That's the point. And they feel if I do this
okay.
plastic surgery and I could look like the perfect
That's
woman,
never
he'll put me in a relationship.
that's never
Thank you,
gonna help.
amazing.
And I'll tell you what.
But
I
that's the
always say.
problem is
I
like a lot of
I
men
always
feel like
say. I
women just
always
want to
say.
be slept with.
I always say, look, your looks may attract me, but you know, it's your personality that keeps me around. Like I tell women all the time, like you just walk around with a high confidence and sex appeal about yourself and not be overtly sexual, then you're gonna attract the right person. If you're doing all that, you're gonna attract all the bummy people, the broke people with the good D. You're not gonna attract the people that are rich. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
So you
the
got
rich men don't got good D? Is that what you're saying?
little throwback to last week. Little throwback to last week. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
All right, welcome in everybody. This is the great debate here with Uma and Poppy Black Rob. We have our guests in the box, Eli the Don. Don't forget to hit a fave on everyone. And we appreciate your gifts. We are trying to hit that 27.3 goal tonight. So if you have EBTs, gifts, wheels, whatever, send them our way. If you want to request a box, just hit that request button. Come join us as we chop it up. We're moving into our third topic of the night, to which Poppy Black Rob is going to give it to us.
All right. Third question is, have we become too fast-paced to truly slow down and enjoy life? Are we just an on-the-go society that we can't enjoy the moment?
Oh, Clutch said, I would guess that the psychology behind surgery for more men is ties to the psyche of wanting a wealthy man. Ooh, that would be something to explore. I wish we had a therapist in here that could kind of like speak to that. That'd be a really good thing to go down. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead and repeat. I was listening, but the man in the comments might need to hear it again.
Wow. Okay. For the ladies and gentlemen who did not hear, have
Actually,
we
you know
become
what?
too?
I could repeat it back. How well I heard it the first time, because I'm such an active listener as a woman.
All right. Don't look down. Don't look down.
That's why I'm closing my eyes. Have we become too fast-paced in this world to slow down and enjoy life? That was his question, y'all. What do you guys think?
I think it was a good job.
So
of
Clutch
active
said
listening.
society in the US, but it's a choice to live that way. I would say yes, the majority of people are. That's what I work as, right? I'm a soul alignment coach, a healer, the owner of a metaphysical wellness center. So people do come to my center, usually burnt out, exhausted, broken apart, and I am the one that helps pick the pieces back up and put them together and get them back into a place of balance, So I see that a lot. And that's why businesses like mine exist, because we really literally have to teach people how to slow down, how to relax, how to take a break. Eli, you work 10 jobs.
Oh yeah. I work. Yeah, well, let's put it this way. When we're younger, we do things fast-paced and fast in the life. But as we get older, it starts, reality setting in. I need to set back. With me, I'm starting to set back, almost at semi-retirement, which I'm happily saying thank God, because work is like prison. I'm finally getting out on one job, But in between that time, I was just worried more about myself, and I didn't give a shit about, excuse the French, I didn't care about anything else. I was out there just trying to make money, make sure the ends meet was all taken care of, all the bills were taken care of, food on the plate for the family, a roof over our head. I was a fast-paced worker. I never got into video games. I never liked it, so I can say that. That didn't stop me. But as gradually, we see our parents. They worked hard for us to be. When we were younger, we see them working, and unfortunately, now my parents are deceased. So,
Right.
I wish I could spend more time with my family, but there isn't. I spend with your sisters, your brothers, your aunts, and your uncles. With you, even spend time with your kids, but we don't think like that. We got to think, well, we got to do, I got to take care of things. That's how it works. But eventually, now with my time, I'm actually slowing down now, getting to be knowing more of myself and what I missed out. And do I regret it? I do. But you know what? In the long run, I think I just did my job, what I had to do as a parent, as a family man. That's why I look at it.
Okay. Who else would like to weigh in? Clutch said society in the US say yes, but it's a choice to live that way. I think the issue is tied to our economy and the need and want for more income. And I agree with Clutch on that, because I feel with America being a first world country, there's people who have these first world needs. And like, I can't understand the poverty sometimes. Like, okay, for instance, I used to have girlfriends that would spend probably $100 to $200 a week on hair and nails and clothing and eating out. You know, that's like, okay, let's say if you save that $200 a week, that's $800 a month. That's close to $10,000 a year you could have to put towards a house, a car, a savings account, stocks, you know, a trip, something, you know. And Clutch said poverty for most is a choice, and that should be a question we should have in the great debate at another time, about poverty. Is poverty a choice? Whew. I'll write this down real quick.
All right, cool. We just choosing violence.
That's gonna be
for the fall season.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that question a lot. Is poverty a choice? But yeah, so I agree. It's like, you know, you have to be fast paced to work so much, to make so much money. But I think if people in America in today's society were to be like, okay, what do I really need? And that's what I do. That's why I have so much time on my hands, because I worked out how much money I needed for my bills. I worked out how much money I needed to put into savings and how much money I needed to just hang out and have a good time, not do anything crazy, just, you know, go to the movies every now and then or whatever. And I just make that much, that amount. And once I make that amount, I can relax the rest of the month. But I don't think people think like that.
Yeah, most people don't think like that. Like they be
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, I got money, Jordans, y'all, let's go." I got the new flash.
All right. Clutch said some differences in circumstances for certain humans is humans such as disabilities, mental illnesses. Yeah, mental illness is running rampant in this country. And I think, don't quote me on this, but I feel like there is a diagnosis of FOMO, fear of missing out. I just don't know what the diagnosis is. But I think there is, like, it's literally a condition of people who just cannot stop or won't stop because they don't want to miss out. So they rather sacrifice their sleep, their paycheck, their relationships just to not miss out. It's kind of crazy.
Their body. Rolling back to the BBL question.
Run it back. Hi, Dennis. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. This is the Great Debate. We are we have done 3 questions. We're moving on to the 4th question. If you guys want to answer in the comments, you can answer in the comments, or you can request the box and join us live. We just ask you to please be respectful once in the box, because we are recording to YouTube. And for those of you that are watching the recording, you can still play along. Put your comments in the YouTube comment section, and we will be responding to them once we get them in. Okay, the next question for everyone is specifically for the streaming community. Streaming community, whether it is the Meetme app that we are on right now, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram Live, Facebook Live. My question is, can you truly, 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 truly make money on streaming apps?
Well, I mean, I've seen people doing it. People putting their Cash App information on there. So yeah, you're making money that way. So people are making money on the stream. So I know they are. Truly, yes.
Well, I'm thinking more like, okay, let's look at Meetme, for instance. Not enough to make a living. Yes, but I wouldn't consider it secure, stable, long-term. So think about the streamers on Meetme. They do make a pretty good penny. I mean, we see some people having, 600, 700, 1K weeks or 1 million diamond weeks. For those of you that are watching this on the recording, if you're outside of Meetme, 1 million diamonds is $2,500. So if a streamer had a 1 milli week, they made $2,500 that week. But what we've noticed, right? Those big streamers that are big time, they also spend a lot on the app. So with the ROI, return on investment, is it working out in the positive or the negative? Are they spending more than they're receiving? Are they receiving more than they're spending? Or are they breaking even? Something said not enough to make a living, and that's kind of where I'm going with it. Even though we do have a lot of streamers that say they do this full time, this is their source of income. What do you guys think?
Okay. To answer your initial question, can you truly make money on like these apps and whatnot? The simple answer is yes. You can make $1. That's money. You can make $10,000.
Facts.
As far as like uh how you make money on these streaming platforms, like take the platform on right now. Uh, Fine point. You said that some people are now using these as their full-time gig. The problem is that what I found to be is that a lot of people are now substituting their regular jobs for streaming jobs and not utilizing streaming avenues and as a way to elevate. Because once you replace your regular job with a streaming job, then you are the boss. So you are the person that gives yourself a promotion. You
Facts.
can't rely on somebody else to give you a promotion, raises and all that stuff. So, so now they realize that it's much harder to do this full time than it is to do your regular job because you're not in the streaming mindset. You're in the mindset of a regular 9 to 5 and adapting it to a streaming platform. And it doesn't work that way.
Facts.
Well,
Eli, what are your thoughts on this? Can
well,
you make a real income from streaming? Can you, and like when I say a real income, like an actual full-time job, you don't need any other source of income?
no, for me, no, not for me. I have to be out there physically working. I mean, I sat behind the desk when I was younger. I don't like it. Would I sit behind this doing streaming for 24 hours? No. That's like sitting behind a desk. No, 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 no. I need to be out there physically working, moving around. Sitting behind a desk and doing streaming for 24 hours, I would go insane. I would lose the rest of my hair, plain and simple. Okay. Look what happened with POF. POF went down under.
Right.
Everybody that was in POF making money, they lost everything now. Their streaming days are over. Now they were in a panic mode. Where am I going to go? Unfortunately, you got other streamers, but then you have to start all over, rebuilding your foundation brick by brick. It takes a long time just to do that.
So I'll say this.
Something said, yeah.
Oh, go ahead. What is something said? So 1 billion.
What? Yeah, 1 million coins is $2,500. So I don't know what 1 billion is. I don't know what billion and trillion looks like.
Yeah.
But then let's say if somebody did have 1 billion diamonds, how much did they spend on the app? Right? Like that's the questions like you have to ask how much of that they actually kept. Now, Eli made a good point. It is not a stable career if you decide, right, to do this as a full-time gig. It is not a stable career because look at POF, they closed down. Clover closed down. So many of the other smaller ones closed down. But I think you can make money from this app. I think you can make money from live streaming on apps, but I think everybody has to be aware of what kind of job this is. This is a sales job. Plain and simple, this is sales. The people who make a ton of money on here are great salespeople, and you have to just come to terms with that. They're great salespeople if they're not giving back the money. If they're making money and keeping the money, they're great salespeople. If they're making money and then giving back the money, that's unless you're giving less than you're receiving, you're not making a viable income, So I get like a little cautious when people say, "Oh, I'm a streamer full time." I'm like, how? How are you doing that?
Well, I'll tell you how, because like I said, they replace. Well, here's the problem. Like most of the, and I spent the better part of a year talking to a number of streamers on different platforms about why they're on the platform and stuff. And a lot of people say that they're on these platforms because, like, well, in their mindset, it's a much easier way of making income than like their regular job. They didn't want to have to deal with the regular job politics or drama or whatever the case may be. But in my eyes, if you're actually doing something uh for payment or like earning money, you're gonna have that wherever you go. So it doesn't matter whether you're at a 9 to 5, whether you're on Meetme, whether you're trying to be the next basketball player or rapper, you're gonna find all those dynamics across the board. It's not easy in any of those fields. It's just different. As far as
Facts.
like as far as like earning on the platform, you have to be honest with yourself on why you're here. Because this is an entertainment industry. Like it's mini Hollywood basically. So like you're not an entertainer, you're not
Yeah.
looking to be in the limelight a whole lot, then this is not the avenue for you at all. So you can make money on here. And like Eli said, like with POF disappearing from live streams. I was talking to this dude one time a few weeks ago where he on TikTok and he said he lost his account, he had to rebuild. And he was like, I made like $600 a week on the platform, and now I got to rebuild on all my followers up. Now, my thought process was, I don't know why you weren't expanding across multiple platforms. Like you don't even have to go to Meet Me or Instagram. Live. You should have like a Discord or Instagram so that a good large amount of your followers are there. Because, like you said, POF is gone, Clover's gone. You don't even know if this would be gone. You know what I'm saying? So like people
Facts.
who generally love and follow you and like your journey will follow you across multiple platforms. So you shouldn't have one thing. Uma has multiple platforms. She's on TikTok. She's on YouTube. She's on here. You know what I'm saying? And she built up her what was it 8,000? Was it 8,000 followers
Hmm.
in less time than she did when she first started. You know, because
Yeah, half
she's
the time.
consistent at. She was consistent at. It. A lot of people aren't consistent. They don't know what to do with the platform, so they try to copy someone else's format, and it doesn't work with them. So
Yeah, you
you
gotta
can make money,
you
but you
gotta
got to
come up
make
with
it
time. But I'm a
authentic.
content creator. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a content creator. So like I literally like yesterday I was working on a topic for next Tuesday, which by the way, my topic for next Tuesday is having the courage to defend your brand. It's going to be my Tuesday talks, just let y'all know. And but I'm always like coming up with ideas, in my head. We have a new guest coming into the box. HL, welcome into the box. Welcome to the great debate.
Oh, we got two people.
We got two people in the box. So the question in the room right now is, can you make money from streaming?
Tú necesitas dinero for the streaming.
All right. I don't know what happened.
Debate.
Sorry,
debate.
sir.
Oh.
Oh no, his internet is bad. Yeah, it was echoing and I couldn't hear what he said.
What's up,
Tippy,
Tippy?
welcome in. All right, so anybody else to answer this question? Can you really make real money from streaming? We know you can make money, but then if you have to give it back, like either gifting people or fraud refunds or whatever, at the end of the day, are you walking away with more than you put out there, or are you breaking even? Anybody wants to answer that question? If you have to pay bills, no. Right.
Well, I'll answer it this way. Uh, you can make money on this platform. I wouldn't suggest going all in out the gate. Just use it as a part-time gig, and then, as you develop more money and more knowledge on how to navigate through this realm, then you can actually transfer that into like a full-time gig, a 10,000, 20,000 a month gig. But you have to be invested in it, and you have to be in the realm of entertainment, because it's service or products. That's the nature of the game. You either servicing the community or you giving the community a product. And you don't know how to do either one of those things, and you're just gonna pretty much break even or break under.
Facts. So Clutch said the thing that's sketchy to me is that you can't predict what the intake will be each stream. Mr. Perfect said rent, car insurance, groceries, property bills, electricity bill, internet bill. Yeah, I am a professional streamer, as you guys know. And to answer both of you, Clutch and Mr. Perfect, there's two things that I do. One, I set goals. Like you guys see my 40K goal there. That's for the night, for us to rock out all night. If I hit that goal, we're staying on till like 1 a.m. But if I don't hit my goals, like I'll come on during the day and I'll put up like a 7K goal or a 5K goal. And if I don't hit it, I leave in 30 minutes. I do, because I can be streaming on YouTube. I could be streaming on TikTok. Thank you, Mr. Perfect. And I don't like, but when I'm leaving, I don't say it in a way to make my viewers feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I think sometimes that's what people do, is like they'll say, oh, well, you guys didn't gift me, and you guys are brokies or whatever. Like they keep taunting their viewers or their audience. And I'm like, no, this is a business. I say this all the time to people. I'm a content creator. I come here for your enjoyment, for your entertainment. And if my room is dead or people aren't talking and gifting and helping me meet the goal, I'm like, okay, the energy's not here. But the good news is I have a job to fall back on, right? So it doesn't matter to me if I leave. The only thing that matters to me is I got to make 80K a week to make sure I keep my top badge. That's really the only thing that matters to me. I put a second goal where I want to make 100K a week to keep the shows going, because we do put a lot of work into these shows, advertising it, marketing it, getting guests, coming up with topics. So I say to people, if I make 100K a week, we will have shows the following week. If I make the 80K a week, I get to keep my top badge. But you can't force that stuff. So what I do is I'll come on, I'll run it for 20, 30 minutes. And if nobody's gifting me and stuff, all right, guys, don't worry, I'll see y'all later. And I just pop on out. Sometimes people get mad at me and they're like, oh no, but we're having a good discussion. Yeah, spin a wheel. Spin a wheel. But and then to the other point, I do have an accountant. I have an accounting team, and they write off everything: my electricity bill, my internet. What else we do? When I buy packages on here, guess what? That's advertising, because every time I go to somebody's room and send gifts or whatever, that's me promoting myself, aka promoting my stream. So there's a lot of write-offs that you can do business-wise. Clutch said a friend on here does different activities on certain days, trivia, theme streams, keep spreadsheets with views, gifts for each. Yeah, to see what works. And that's beautiful that your friend does that. I do a lot of that too. Like sometimes we do trivia and games and stuff, but I'll be honest and say I like conversation. And I found that if I stay true to me and do what makes me feel good, then my community feels good. And then they want to gift me. Because when I do the streams where I do trivia and games and all that stuff, it's fun, but I don't get gifted as much as when I just honestly sit here, no content, no show, no games, just Uma sitting here and chatting with people is when I honestly realize I get gifted the most. And I think because people can feel that, because I really love doing that. I love talking and having conversations and getting to meet people and interact. So that's why I say, like, for anybody who's streaming, if you really want to make this a business, number one, do not quit your day job. Number two, quit when it's not going well. If you're not getting gifted and stuff like that, get off the stream. Go back to your regular life. Like, you don't have to live here, Now, sometimes I do come on when I'm doing like my homework for astrology, or I'm working on my computer, like doing stuff with my website or whatever. I'll come on, I'll sit here, because then people could come jump in the box and chat with me, right, while I'm working. But I let them know that I'm working so that they don't feel like I'm ignoring them or whatever. Hey, Chris, welcome in.
What's up, Chris?
What
Not
do
even
you
that.
guys do for your streams?
Not even that. You got to look at the issues. You got these diamond traders. If I give you this so much diamonds, I'm expecting that back. And a lot of them don't even want to do that because that'll put you in so much depth you don't even realize it.
And that's why we have
Well,
like so much friendships on the app breaking up. Yeah.
Well, I tell people to look at Martha Stewart and all those people. I'm like, look, where was she when she was doing all that inside trading stuff? Don't do it on here. Just plain and simple. Like,
Thanks.
you won't do it in real life. Don't do it on here. Bottom line.
Facts. That's a really good point. Yeah. If you won't do it in real life, you know, if I won't do it in real life, don't do it on here. That's really good topic. All right, welcome in everyone. This is the Great Debate. We are moving along beautifully and smoothly with our topics. It is now time for Poppy Black Rob to give his last topic, and then I have the last topic of the night. And trust me, it's a doozy. Welcome to the Great Debate.
Yeah, she
Oh,
chose
geez.
violence. I did not. My question is: being a role model inherently good? Like, is it always on the side of good for being a role model?
I didn't really understand your question, to be honest. When I saw you wrote it earlier today, I was like, I'm gonna ask him to explain a little bit. Yeah, see, Mr. Perfect, I was like, could you explain a little bit more? Give us some more
Well,
background.
people always say that you need to be a role model and like represent for this, that, and the other, but is the terminology role model inherently on the side of good? Like, is it a term well, how do I phrase it? Is being a role model just generically like doing good things? Or is a role model is just somebody that uh, you are looking up to, whether they doing something good or bad. Like, take for instance, back in the day where gang members were role models for kids around the neighborhood, but they were generically bad people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I was like, oh, you need to be a better role model. Are role models inherently good people, or is a role model just someone that you look up to that you're trying to be like?
Right. Well, that's the actual, I just looked it up. That's the actual definition of role model. A person looked to by others as an example to be imitated. So technically, you could have bad role models, right? If you're a gangster and or if you want to be a gangster, then you could look up to gangsters to imitate them.
Bad people are
Oh,
bad.
okay. So BN said role model in general is good. Bad people are bad influence. That's a good point.
Well, let me ask you this, BN. If you are doing bad things for the right reasons, are you a good role model?
Example, please.
All right. Um,
Right, Clutch? I'm like, example, please.
all right. So let's say, for instance, like you're a gangster, but you're giving back to your community, but you're doing all kinds of like Diddy. You're a Diddy person, but instead of instead of being
I
indicted,
saw what you did there.
so what I
No
mean.
Diddy. I saw, wait till you see why he did what he did. You guys will see.
I'm very slick like that. I'm very slick. So like, let's say you're Diddy and you do all these bad things. You did bad stuff to Cassie. You're allegedly responsible for these freak off parties, that these things that weren't supposed to be going on there. But at the same time, you're out here building schools and providing books and stuff that teachers need to further your children's education. Are you technically a bad person, or are you a good person?
I believe like a person could do bad things and good things. That's what I believe. So I
She
believe
said,
like
please. Union.
I do. I feel like, yeah, you could be a gangster. That's bad. You know, hurt people. That's bad. Uh, pay for all the kids in the neighborhood school supplies. That's good. You know, so that's where the water gets kind of like murky because it's like I think about like a little kid in the neighborhood, and all you see is you know, Mr. Smith. I don't know. I can't think of a gangster name. Mr. Capone. All you see is Mr. Capone coming in every Sunday, buying the whole neighborhood lunch. As a little kid, you would look at that and say, "Oh, he's such a good man. Why doesn't mom and dad want to talk to him? Why does everybody kind of like lower their eyes when he's around? Why are people like afraid of him? He's a great guy." You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like because the kid doesn't get it. That's a bad man doing a good thing, but that's a bad man, you know?
All right. So
So
if he's given like let's use
like
the
Robin
school
Hood.
terminology. So if he's giving school supplies and stuff to the kids at the school, are you looking at him as a bad person? You're like, I won't take your school supplies. I'll go get my own.
Well, I mean, to answer
No,
that
because
point,
then you don't want to. Yeah, go ahead, Eli.
I mean, I can give you a perfect example. Look at John Gotti. They called him the Teflon Don. Why? They tried so hard to bring him down, but his neighbor, he always took care of the neighborhood, and the neighborhood stood behind him. So he was like their Robin Hood. But he behind John Gotti, he did what racketeering, he did the murdering.
Thank
So I
you.
mean,
Oh yeah.
okay, look at that. With me, I am a role model to some people. Why? Because of my sobriety, 14 years going in. Some people
Okay.
ask me, how do you do it? I sit down with them, let's have a cup of coffee. You know, I saved 2 lives already. I helped one person get into the inpatient program right away. You got to go in. And they were so happy that they did it. You know, another one was just down and depressed. I sat down with that person because of what he was going through. And then he understood. And then I asked him, let's go to an inpatient programming. You need it. And then he went in. So I did sit down. I do sit down with people to talk about the sobriety, what it did for me, and what it can help you with in the long run. We put the ABCs in: action, beliefs, consequences, and the D would be denial. We put those into effect on a piece of sheet of paper, and we write it down. And they realize it. So they look at me like, "Wow, you know what you're talking about." I went through it.
I got somebody that needs to talk to you.
I'm all for it, believe me. Because
That's beautiful.
I went through it. I know what the bad things are, and how you could turn your life around. I went through it. You know what? I
So
learned.
I think the answer to that question is a role model could be both good and bad. And it depends on what they're doing and, you know, what people are looking at. Because like, you know, well, Eli is just a role model to the people that are, you know, recovering from alcoholism and stuff like that. But then like when you think about Robin Hood, you know, robbing the rich to pay for the poor, when you think about John Gotti, who was a gangster by all means, but took care of his neighborhood, you know, I'm thinking now like maybe a role model could be good and bad. Yeah. Hi guys, welcome
The end.
in. This is the Great Debate. We are coming down to the end of our show. We have one last question. If you are watching us live in the Meetme app and you want to request the box, please request the box. We have one last question, and it's a doozy because, you know, I've been religiously following this Diddy case that's going on right now, and every day it's like Christmas every day. New stuff keeps coming out. So my question for this great debate: do you think Diddy
See, look.
is worse
Ran away hard-headed.
than JayZ, or is JayZ worse than Diddy?
Y'all know.
Because I am hearing a lot of things, and I'm like, whew. Yeah.
Listen.
I can't. I don't know. So I don't know. See, that question would be hard for me for the simple fact I went to the same high school with JayZ. At that time, his name was not JayZ.
Oh, did you?
Yes. I went to high school with him, and he was just a normal person in high school. So, I mean, it's hard for me to answer that part of a question. So
yeah,
it's
put your
weird.
hat on, Eli. Go ahead and represent for the H to the ISO.
I am from Brooklyn, so. But I mean, you hear all the things with P. Diddy now, and now with all what's going down, and now what you got all these documentaries that are on Hulu, TV, talking about all this stuff now. So,
well, okay. There's a lot that's being said there. Clutch said, I think there's an entire world on that income level that 99% aren't aware of, and it's truly sick. It's hard for me too, because Jay's in my top 3. This is what I'm gonna say. The Diddy case is bad. It's when you think about it, we are living in like this is a movie. They can make a movie out of all of this. What Diddy has done, what he is being held for, what he's going to court for if he makes it there. So there's a lot of stuff, and every day all this stuff is coming out, but every day you're also hearing more and more people step forward saying, you think Diddy is it? He is the tip of the iceberg. They're coming for JayZ next. And then you're also hearing that JayZ is not going to get anything because he is possibly a government informant that helped bring Diddy down. So it's like a lot of stuff. Well, that's what everybody's saying on the blogs and stuff, that Diddy is just the start. There's other high level people that are going to be coming down. And some of the higher names I heard was Mary J. Blige, Alicia Keys, Jennifer Lopez, JayZ, 50 Cent, I heard as well, Kevin Hart. Yeah, some big names.
But now here's your question. If they do go after JayZ, what does that happen with Beyonce, who's married to him?
They're saying Beyonce's in on it too. They're saying she's in on it too. They're saying Beyonce actually was part of those rings with the sex trafficking and whatnot. Allegedly. Politicians,
we gotta throw that word.
Hi, boss lady. So the question is JayZ worse than Kanye? My answer from just watching all the blogs and everything, my answer is yes. JayZ is worse. And once we start hearing what JayZ's done, because they're linking JayZ to the unaliving of Aaliyah. And JayZ got with Aaliyah when she was how old was Aaliyah when she got with JayZ? 15? He was with her when she was a child.
Oh wow! So she was stepping out of her marriage then.
There's so much stuff that's coming up. It's crazy. They're linking JayZ to, there was this girl, the girl who sang Carrie Hilton, Pretty Girl Rock. Mm-hmm. She said JayZ and Beyonce allegedly shut down her career because Beyonce was jealous of her.
Oh, what was that? Marie, I think it was on there as well.
They all had ties to the island. R. Kelly played that one. She did get passed around. I heard that too, allegedly.
Wasn't P. Diddy also involved with Justin Bieber at the same time when he was younger? Because Diddy had a 48-hour parental supervision of Justin Bieber. I don't know why anybody would give temporary
custodial of their child, but it is what it is. And yeah, they're saying things where he was passed around as a kid. It's a lot of stuff that's coming out, but who do you guys think is worse? And Usher was the handler for Bieber. Diddy was the handler for Usher. This is all of this allegedly being said. I don't know any of this.
Well,
It's bad. It's really, but you know, like I'm sitting here and I'm like, we're living through this. Like years, generations later, people are going to be talking about this, kind of like how they talked about, you know, Nixon with Watergate or Clinton with Monica, right? Like this is going to be talked about, and we lived through it. That's why I said if he does stay alive and make it to court, I plan to have, you know, watch parties in my stream when Diddy's in court and stuff, and just kind of like, let's watch it and talk about it, because this is going to be huge. And the politicians, yeah, they're going to be. I just heard today, did you guys just hear today that the New York mayor got indicted? Mayor
what?
Eric Adams is indicted. It just came through today.
Wow.
What?
Here.
And I could tell you the women that was up there. I
Oh.
could tell you the poor.
Oh, it's a live. It's live right now, but it just came through here today. I'll try to find this for you guys. It's a lot of this. So somebody wrote in on that chat. They were like, "What is going on in New York?" I don't know. Clutch said, "I think the grooming and trafficking is prepped to ease people into what is to come next." What is to come next? That's a good point, though. It gets much worse, unfortunately. What does?
What did they say? There was a video I watched over the summer that was intriguing about like initiations and stuff for getting
Oh,
noticed.
I heard about the adrenochrome. The initiation, I heard about that too. Okay, just want to let you guys know, CNBC reported 1 hour ago, New York City Mayor Eric Adams indicted on federal charges in campaign finance case. He's been indicted on criminal charges in federal court in Manhattan. The indictment remains sealed for now, at least in part, accuses Adams of criminal conduct related to donations to his 2021 mayoral campaign. Adams is a former New York City police captain, state senator, and Brooklyn borough president, and he's being investigated by the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office.
Oh, God. Putting your hand in that cookie jar, you're going to get caught one day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So what are your we have to end our show, but what are your votes? Is P. Diddy worse or is JayZ worse? You guys never answered.
I would have to say, I mean, listening to everything you guys are talking, I would have to say P. Diddy.
Yeah, Diddy. Clutch said Diddy.
I'm not even going to call him P. Diddy. He's Puff Daddy. That's his real name.
Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy.
What do you say, Rob? Diddy.
Tough one. Diddy or JayZ? I want to say Diddy, but it kind of reminds me of the movie The Usual Suspects, like toward the end when, spoiler alert for everybody, when we find out who the bad guy is. And one of the quotes he said at the end was like, the greatest trick the devil ever did was to make people think he didn't exist. And then poof, he's gone. So
Yeah.
you don't know. So I mean, we hearing a lot about JayZ and stuff because he likes to videotape everything for some odd reason. let me videotape all my incriminations. All right, beautiful. But it's the ones that you don't see behind the scenes, that you don't really know what's about. So we'll go with JayZ. I mean, even though I love some Hope, we'll go with JayZ. We don't know about Hope.
Yeah, I heard some allegations allegedly that he has been drugging Beyonce since they've been together. And she's not even in her right mind, sources close to them say. So I don't know if it comes,
Well,
I
she's a
just have
clone.
a feeling.
Like Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, I just feel
Allegedly.
that it's gonna, a lot of stuff is gonna come out that we're just gonna be like, what is going on? It's just gonna we're gonna crash out. We're all gonna crash out. So anyways, that will do it for tonight's great debate. Thank you guys so much for coming in. YouTube, if you're watching, please don't forget to hit that like button and definitely leave us your comments in the comment section. We are happy to respond to you guys.